Hello, I'm Sue Harrison. I'm reading today an excerpt from Dandelion Cottage by Carroll Watson Rankin, which is included in the anthology by Michigan State University Press, Here, Women Writing on Michigan's Upper Peninsula, edited by Ron Riekki. Dandelion Cottage. "There's no use talking," said Jean one day, as the girls sat at their dining room table, eating very smoky toast and drinking the weakest of cocoa. "We have to get some provisions of our own before long if we're going to invite Mr. Black to dinner as we promised. The cupboard's perfectly empty, and Bridget says I can't take another scrap of bread or one more potato out of the house this week." "Auntie Jane says there'll be trouble," said Marjorie, "if I don't keep out of her icebox. But I guess I can't bring any more milk." "When she says there'll be trouble, there usually is, if I'm not pretty careful. But dear me, it is such fun to cook our own meals on that dear little box stove, even if most of the things do taste pretty awful." "I wish," said Mabel mournfully, "that someone would give us a hen so we could make omelets." "Who ever heard of making omelets out of a hen?" asked Jean, laughing. "I meant out of the eggs, of course," said Mabel with dignity. "Hens lay eggs, don't they?" "If we count on 5 or 6 eggs a day. The goose that laid the golden egg laid only 1 a day," said Marjorie. "It seems to me that 6 is a good many." "I wasn't talking about geese," said Mabel, "but about just plain everyday hens." "6 everyday hens, you mean, don't you?" asked Marjorie teasingly. "You'd better wish for a cow too while you're about it." "Yes," said Betty, "we certainly need one, for I'm not to ask for butter more than twice a week. Mother says she'll be in the poorhouse before summer's over if she has to provide butter for 2 families. "I just tell you what it is, girls," said Jean, nibbling her cindery crust. "We'll just have to earn some money if we're to give Mr. Black any kind of a dinner." Mabel, who always accepted new ideas with enthusiasm, slipped quietly into the kitchen, took a solitary lemon from the cupboard, cut it in half, and squeezed the juice into a broken-nosed pitcher. This done, she added a little sugar and a great deal of water to the lemon juice, slipped quietly out of the back door, ran around the house and in at the front door, taking a small table from the front room. This she carried out of doors to the corner of the lot facing the street, where she established her lemonade stand. She was almost immediately successful, for the day was warm, and Mrs. Bartholomew Crane, who was entertaining 2 visitors on her front porch, was glad of an opportunity to offer her guests something in the way of refreshment. The cottage boasted only 1 glass that did not leak, but Mabel cheerfully made 3 trips across the street with it. It did not occur to any of them until too late. It would have been easier to carry the pitcher across in the first place. The lemonade was decidedly weak, but the visitors were too polite to say so. On her return, a thirsty small boy offered Mabel a nickel for all that was left in the pitcher, and Mabel, after a moment's hesitation, accepted the offer. "You're getting a bargain," said Mabel. "There's as much as 1 3/4 there, besides all the lemon." "Did you get a whole pitcherful out of 1 lemon?" asked the boy. "You'd be able to make circus lemonade all right." Before the other girls had had time to discover what had become of her, the proprietor of the lemonade stand marched into the cottage and proudly displayed 4 shining nickels and the empty pitcher. "Why, where in the world did you get all that?" cried Marjorie. Surely you never earned it by being on time for meals. You've been late 3 times a day ever since we got the cottage." "Sold lemonade," said Mabel. "Our troubles are over, girls. I'm going to buy 2 lemons tomorrow and sell twice as much." Dandelion Cottage.